Azu Shekwena is editor-in-chief, publisher. Azu, welcome on board.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, seated next to him is Dr. Shehu Olaguju. Dr. Shehu Olaguju, of course, is a very known former member, editorial board, and head business desk, Nigeria Television Authority, and strategic communications back of the North. Shehu, good to see you. And of course, seated next to Shehu is Mr. Dari Babarinsa. Mr. Dari Babarinsa is co-founder and former executive director, Tel Magazine, but today he is chairman and MD, Gaskia Media Limited. Good to see you, Mr. Babarinsa.
Thank you very much.
And of course, sitting next to me here is the one that is so popular in Abuja. They call her Madam Speaker or Data Oracle, Kimberly Wachuku. She's of Nigerian Info, and there she's manager program. Kimberly, good to see you and welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right. Honorable Minister, you already met the panel now, so let's get started. We've seen you in a frenzy this past couple of days, inspecting projects as usual, trying to be sure that everything is ready for Mr. President's visit or impending visit. We would like to bring us up to speed on that.
Well, Benga, thank you very much for the opportunity. Remember last time when we met, you asked whether you would still have an opportunity to interact with us to find out actually when this commissioning of projects will eventually take place. I did say we hope so, and we thank God Almighty that today we are meeting again for us to let you know, yes, indeed, by the grace of God, Mr. President will be commissioning some of the projects that we have executed under his administration. We have sent out tentative dates to start on the 10th of June after the Salah holiday. We took into cognizance that the Salah will be 6th, 7th.
10th of June, is it?
10th of June,
Okay.
10th of June. We took into cognizance that Salah will be 6th, 7th, and then Monday will be public holiday. And so we said, okay, we can start on the 10th, which will be on the Tuesday, then continue on the Wednesday. Then again, 12th will be Democracy Day, which is a public holiday. Then that will be skipped, and then we'll start General Week. It's a very large, crowded program, but we believe by the grace of God that the ones that Mr. President will be able to do by himself, the ones he may send the Vice President, the ones he may send the Senate President, the ones he may send the Speaker of the House of Representatives or other senior government officials. And we are trying to kickstart with the inauguration of the what I call the rebrand of the International Conference Center, which of course everybody has been expecting. And then we'll go on with other projects that are very positively impactful on the lives of our people. So we have arranged for 19 days, God willing, 19 days of project commissioning. And thereafter that, we'll now take on flag off of projects that will tend to also be ready in study in office. So that's where we are now.
How many days for commission of projects?
19 days.
19.
Yes, 19 days. Yeah. 19 days.
I think that's a good place for me to plug in. That is the fact that the exemption of the FCT from the Treasury Single Act has enabled the administration to do a lot of things at great speed and at scale. But is there also a risk of a problem of accountability and transparency in the way the funds are managed? Is that a clear and present risk?
There's nothing like lack of transparency and accountability. For example, the money we have now is paid directly to the commercial bank. Remember, under the single treasury account, every fund goes to the central bank. Now, what's the essence of central bank? What's the essence of to block the loopholes of revenue accruing to the federal government. We are not making revenue for federal government. I said there's no need. And that hinders us of participating in the larger financial market, of getting money to fund our projects. Take, for example, the budget is passed, for example, and what comes to us? We get 1% of what the federal government gets every month. So assuming the federal government gets 800 billion naira for this month, 1% of 800 billion is 8 billion naira. That alone cannot even pay salaries, right? 8 billion naira. Now we depend on our IGR. Now, if our IGR goes to central bank, we cannot borrow money from central bank. We can only borrow money from commercial bank. And commercial bank, what is a collateral? What can we hold in case anything happens? How do you repay? Now, what the president did, and that's what it says, the president sees government as business. He wants to succeed. And the only way to allow FCT to succeed is to unlock them and make sure that they have access for funding. Now, how much do we need from this commercial bank? We need, say, for example, 100 billion naira. How do you pay? You tie your IGR to the loan. So every month, the bank collects social amount of money. Now, with that money you have, you're going on with your project because the money that comes every month cannot go round for you to start the execution of projects. So you need much money so that you'll be paying back with your IGR. But if the president did not do that, we would have been in a mess. And that is the truth of the matter, we have been in a mess. We cannot collect loan from central bank. So all we will do at the end of the month, what comes in? So it's an amount of money. So how do we share it? With the bogus projects, capital projects that you are carried on, it will not work. So removing of a single treasury account was a blessing, and that is done by someone who understands how to make governance easy. If the president has not done that, all this we are talking about commission of projects and this and that can be in the situation today. So he's removing us from the exit of us from the single treasury account to enable us to be on our own, to raise funds, and carry out projects. And that's what you're seeing today.
But the question is, what mechanisms exist for accountability of the funds that you are now able to leverage your assets to use?
Yes. First of all, projects are approved when it passes 10 billion naira to the Federal Executive Council. Before that, the Bureau of Public Procurement will tell you this is the amount that can be for this project. So it's not only within you staying to approve a project. And then it is also approved in your budget. Right? Now, so what happens? When the Federal Council approves a budget that is beyond the threshold of the FCT Executive Committee, then that you now sign an agreement with the company or the contractor, as the case may be, and then we pay according to procurement out of 30%. Do you understand me? You pay. Now, you now pay a milestone based on the certificate issued by the FCDA that this contractor has done 5%. Now, in that case, you have no problem. And two, we don't sit in the offices to say, oh, the FCDA has submitted the interest certificate pay social company. No, I don't do that. I will go to the site and see for myself and call the executive, the acting ES, come. You have recommended in the interest I'm going number one, that we should pay 10 billion naira. Can I see the work now? That I can say they are qualified to be paid 10 billion naira. And so every company and the officials of FCT, they're on their toes. They know that it's not just going to submit paper. No, I will not do that. I will not do that. As far as capital projects are concerned, I must go by myself and see actually what has been done, what has not been done. I came back on Wednesday last week. That same day I came back, I went to the International Conference Center. I called Jonas Berger. You told me you are 90% done. Can we go? They came. Behold, they are more than 90% done. I was happy. I went to Girishi, where CGC, the interchange to Maitama and going to Jahi. 100%. So, in such situation, not just 100%, what's the quality of job that has been done? You see, sometimes our people are being compromised. You see the resident engineer sign anything for you. I said, what on Saturday I was at Usafa. And the resident engineer, without taking approval from us, has given approval to the contractor to make a way for that the military, the army asked them that they should open social place for them to be passing. So I came down there. Why is this place? This will cause a lot of traffic. They said, oh, the soldiers asked. I said, no. Who are you to take that decision without coming to us? There, I removed him. As a cover, the military shoot. From here to about 50 meters. We can't continue that way. I removed him instantly. And I told the contractor, you assured me that this work will be done. With what you have seen, are you sure you are going to complete this work before this hit me? Yes. So that they work in the night. That's okay. On Sunday, being yesterday, I didn't tell you, I went back there on my own. And I was satisfied with what I saw. Indeed, he was going to complete the job. So these are the things you say, not merely approve it. You must show that, look, the money is being paid and the job is being carried out. And it's done in such a way that everybody can see the contract was not approved by me. In fact, I can tell you most of these contracts were being awarded before we came. But it's our policy that you don't just abandon projects because you did not supervise the award of the contract. No. This is a public force. Government is a continue. If you allow that, then you will see projects scattered all over the place. And that will not make the city to be clean. So you do, the president directed that we must try as much as we can to see that all these most contracts are awarded 2005, 2010, 2015, up till now. And we provided in the 2025 budget 85% of our capital expenditure to complete the ongoing project. There are so many people that will come to say, no, we are not the ones who are awarded. They'll go and award their own contract. No, it is not about we awarding. It's about we giving the people what they want. And if these projects are going to be positively impactful on the lives of the people, why not continue? And that's what has happened.
Sure. Okay, Honorable Minister, that takes me to the issue of IGR. Yeah. It's obvious that there's been an increased drive for IGR in the FCT. The most recent being the ground rent issue. Yes. Okay, some people who are affected have complained that it's either they didn't know about this or they were not informed or they were not asked by previous FCT administrations, and that's why some are owing up to 10 years, 25, 30 years, and that they're wondering why they have to pay for the lapses or ineptitude of past administrations. And then, Honorable Minister, given the state of finances of some people now, they may not be able to offset a bill of over 30 years that has accrued over 30 years at once. So what are you doing to maybe installmental payments or giving people more time, or What are you doing about this?
See, it's not unfortunate in our country. You're a tenant.
Yes, of the FCT.
No, I'm just coming.
Okay, sir.
You paid for 2 years, for example. Your tenancy will expire tomorrow.
Okay.
You are coming to tell the landlord, because do not remind you, it's the duty of the landlord now to not remind you. You see, now you are shifting it to the landlord, but that's not the case here. You have a CFO, and the CFO says you will be paying annually for you to continue to keep that property. That annual is 100,000, 200,000, as the case may be. And you are not saying again, some people may not have the financial reason to keep to it. We're talking about central business area. We're talking about Maitama. We're talking about Wuse 1, Wuse 2. We're talking about Asokoro. How many poor people live here? Tell me, how many poor people live here? Most of them live their own property overseas. But they remember that they must pay their taxes. If they don't pay their taxes, government will take over the property. Here in Nigeria, oh no, nothing will happen. Is this attitude of nothing will happen? Is this attitude of religion and ethnicity that has killed us and has kept us where we are? Take for example, I today, if you read election, I saw the land department publish non-payment of ground rent from more than 1 year to 10 years, and say, look, go and pay. In that number 3092, number 3092, you know whose name is that? Olabode Bianca George. Is number 3092. At that level, senior citizen, at that level, I traveled 3 days. I signed 1,500 CFOs. 3 days. I signed over 700 consent documents. Now, having signed 1,500 CFO in 3 days, you come and collect the CFO. You take it and go and do business and collect money from the bank. Then you sit that they have not reminded you you are supposed to pay money. What kind of citizens are that? Why do we always have to say that you're a debtor, you took loan from bank? You say, oh, the bank have not reminded me. The bank is going to do 2 things for you. Giving you money, and also because you achieve a protocol of reminding you that this is what is going to be your assignment, this is the job you're going to do. And that's what I said. Look at a PDP secretariat. In 2005, Vincent Obulafo, as national secretary then, wrote, when they bought that property, El-Rufai was the minister of FCT under Obasanjo's government. 2005. The members are there. El-Rufai said no. The mere fact that we're in government cannot stop you from paying tax. And so they should pay 26 million naira for the assignment. They bought this property, according to them, from one senator who lives in Kaduna. We were in government. PDP was in government in 2005. So, El-Rufai said, no, pay the money. I will talk to Mr. President then. In 2005, El-Rufai was the minister. That happened, yes. In 2010, PDP was still in government. Bala Mohammed was the minister. To 2015, 5 years. 5 years. Nobody who said, look, What can we be here? Let's ratify this. Up till now, that consent has not been given. Up to now, we're not even talking about the ground rent. From 2005 to 2025, 20 good years. 20 good years. And all you hear politics. Listen, I'm here. I'm looking for money. You want government to do this road. You want government to do the satellite towns. You want government to provide this. It will be from my blood. This is a country where we always respect the laws of other countries. When we go out, you see us obeying. Even without being told, we'll obey. But when we come here, no. Like, what happened recently showed me that, look, there are people who do not want this country to progress. There are people, and when I saw those who were behind, I just laughed. I said, you need leadership that have to tell you, no, this can continue this way. It exposed so many people. All those who are complaining, are they the poor? Have you seen any poor man? He owns the house in Maitama. He owns the house in Usetu. He owns the house in Asokora. He owns the businesses in the central business area. How much are they supposed to pay? Nobody pays up to 400,000 naira as grant rent a year. And then you come and tell me, we did not remind you. You have seen your house boys, whose duty is to come and remind you that you're a debtor. Whose duty to tell you that, look, as a tenant, your house rent has expired. I mean, look at the kind of excuses. And I laugh. Some people will even say, play politics. And say, oh, you know, we're the ruling party. It will affect us. Affect you how? Are we taxing based on APC? Are we taxing you based on PDP? So how's it going to affect you? But because they know they have been exposed, all kinds of maneuvering, all kinds of blackmail. Oh, the minister is too hard, minister is not this. These are the people who complain that when the former government was there, 8 years, that they never knew if there was any minister. Now the same people now, I say, oh, he's too hard, he's this. The same people want you to give them, I hear you did this also, I'm living social place. Can you help me to let that be road? With which money?
Yeah, but 2 wrongs don't make a right.
No, how? I'm doing the right thing.
It's the process of recovery.
Yes.
Or your administrative processes.
Yes.
Either collect the ground rent or revocation. The argument largely that I've heard is that you don't follow due process.
What is due process?
You require a court order.
No, it's not correct. I don't require a court order. It's not correct. First of all, we're giving you notice. Okay. Remember, in March, we published. In March, we published about these people who are owing. In March, April, May, June. Now, look, the caucus of the leadership of PDP, led by Senator Bamuro, they came to see me. Now, look, this is the problem they have. I say, what's that? That is and that and that. Okay, hold on. I turned by my right. I brought the documents, internal memos. I said, take it. Go. Read it. Tell me. They confessed that, look, it's unfortunate. I said, no, I don't want this a confession here. You go back to the party leadership, tell them to tell Nigerians that, look, indeed they found that out. I did not do anything wrong. It was them. They should even thank me. They should even thank me. You know, if not the presidential intervention, I believe that people say heaven will come down.
Well, that they said it's only 7.8 million naira, which you are have a loyal party member who, I mean, dip your hand in your pocket.
You can't even pay. It's the first of all, it's not in my name. Even they cannot pay because the problem is not in their name. But that is not the point. Who is one that will say, people like Bodeja will say, so look at the debt story.
That's what I
how can he say so? I read what he said. If an old man has no job, sit there in your house and read the newspapers. Bodeja said, PDP made me. PDP gave me national name. PDP, I agree. Party cannot make you. You are the one that will make the party popular to win election. Party. Now I'm coming, sir. Party cannot say we are popular. It is you, individuals, that will make the party to be popular. Look at it this way. I agree that PDP made me. Ask Bode George. When did PDP make in Lagos? It is the party that makes. Whom in Lagos did the party make? Since 1999, not one assembly, not one house of reps, not senate, not anything. Not anything. Not anything. And then you are talking to me who has labored, campaigned, and worked for the party to be the major party in the state at national level. Meanwhile, in your own state, the party has never won the evidence, crying, complaining. Every day from 1999, complaining, crying. Who did this? Who did not do this? They did the election. Every day, even when we were in power, we knew what we did to make sure that people take over in Lagos. It didn't work. Even when Jonathan came, we know what we did. It didn't work.
Excellency, thank you very much. I want to ask two questions. How different is Wike's administration in FCT from your predecessors? And secondly, are you still in the PDP?
Fine. It will be very wrong for me to assess myself. It is you.
So what are you doing differently from your predecessors?
Look at what we are doing differently now. You have said, one of you, not you as a person. The people have said FCT was not working. And FCT is working. Which means, first of all, I'm doing things that they refuse to do. One, I have found out that most of them didn't have the courage to annoy people, to step on toes. I have a lot of interest. I take joy when I step on the toes of Biggie Ben. Those who say that nothing will happen, I take joy. I say something will it will happen. It makes me happy. All you want me is to take decision against the poor people. But you, the rich man, nothing will happen. Something will and that's why we're getting results. And that's why if you don't do the right thing, too bad. Too bad. I don't care. The only person I owe that is to say, Mr. President, this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing it because I'm from social place. I'm not doing it because I'm from social religion. I'm doing it that I have to support the government. I have to make a difference. People, this is supposed to be a capital. You know what pays some of us that we will travel outside every time. And you see you staying in a environment. Oh, this lawn is done very well. Oh, look at trees. Oh, look at it. Who did them? I don't know human beings. I don't know human beings. Why do you think that anything so it's a magic that you cannot replicate simply because we don't want to discipline? Simply because we believe that he's my brother. Simply because he's my sister. Or simply because we worship in the same church. We worship in the same mosque. These are the only things that anybody will give as an excuse. Who don't want to do the right thing. I mean, where will we go to? Where? So, this is what we do. Now, what is that man PDP? Which party am I? I'm in PDP. Now you see, when people don't want to learn, you see, impurity will kill you. Like you said here, some people said, where you were governor, you are doing this. Now other people are governor. That's one thing people know. When I was governor, for example, the circumstances may be different. That you were lucky that you could get away with impunity does not mean that now you'll be lucky to get away with impunity. I tell you, see, that's what people say. When you say what I'm doing now, yesterday nobody enforced the ground rent. That means nobody will enforce the ground rent again. You see, it's a mistake. No. The man yesterday, or you yesterday, you were lucky that the man did not enforce it. Now there's a new man who said he must enforce it. So also it is in the party. If as a governor, we were lucky, assuming we were lucky to get away with impunity, you cannot say because you too, you were also based on this impunity you were acting. And why don't you also announce, you're lucky. You know, there's an armed robber there. You pass, you escape. Does not mean when another person is going, you will escape. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, I am still in PDP. I work hard for this party. I've not seen anybody who would have the guts to tell me, Wike, you are not a member of PDP. Who is that? What is his contribution to the party more than me?
All right. Let's leave party for now. Let's take you back to the FCT.
I know there's a lot of questions to ask concerning the party one, but I want to take you back to something. Now, your 2 years or less than it since you became minister has been evident in terms of the projects that you're doing. You've shown the courage to expand infrastructure. I mean, you're called Mr. Project, Mr. Infrastructure. And even without a band, a lot of residents here applaud the work that you're doing in this regard. However, there are also some people asking, so what next in terms of what to expect? Is the signature of your administration going to be about your infrastructure, roads, and the likes of it? Or are we going to see a shift away from that? Maybe not away, but a shift aside from that. Maybe housing, seeing that we have housing deficit here and schools.
Okay. Government cannot provide housing alone to the people. Key thing first. What drives investors to come? I want to build a mass housing estate, for example. There are no roads. How would I achieve it? I want to build a world-class medical center as an investor, but there's no road. How do I build? I want to invest in education, the best of schools in the world. There's no road. I want to do farming. How do I go to the place and do the farming? No road. Every government fix must provide road infrastructure, network of roads. On Saturday, I was in Parley. I went to Governor Wike and Buhari Shafa. When I went to Wike, from the junction to going to Abuja, they call A2 to Pi. Supposed to agree on A2. And it's one of the projects we're going to commission. Then from Pi, this A2 to Pi is 15 kilometers. Now from Pi to Gomani is 15 kilometers. But I remember that when I got to flagging off of Pi to Gomani, so from this A2 to Pi, the road is bad. How do you award the job from Pi to Gomani without adding A2 to Pi? How do you go to Gomani? You have to pass through Pi. I called the satellite time contact. I said, what kind of thing is this? Of course, English language, grammar. I said, no, this will not happen. Immediately, under emergency, we awarded A2 to Pi. A2 to Pi has been completed. My brother, you do us a favor sometimes. Used to take interest I'm going to go and visit this place. Now, when I got to that Pi, where the road has ended, now the contractor due from Pi to Kobani. So the contractor told me he had also sold them. I said, no, we must go there now. Let's go there. We entered. Why would this country talk about food security? Why? Look at the land, agrarian land. Look at the water. You can even do irrigation. I but again, who will go in there? There's no road. Now the road has been provided. Now people will be attracted to move in. If you don't provide road network, which is the lead to anything called development, you can't get it right. So for us, how is to create the enabling environment. The enabling environment is tackling security if there are, provide the road network. You will see that investors will come. I can tell you in the next few months, I'm sure the whole of that land, the funded is not people to go and do farming. They'll go and take it and do land speculation. So,
doesn't that put the responsibility on government, isn't it?
No,
that there's more for you to do in that
That is what we're saying.
Empower people to make use of the potentials of that place for agriculture.
That's what we're saying. The agriculture today we are talking about is not a subsistence agriculture. That will make a country to be great. It is not an agriculture from here to here. No, that is from hand to mouth. If you want to talk about agriculture that sustains a country, so this is a mechanized agriculture. And that requires a lot of funding.
But sir, are we seeing a deliberate effort to get these investors in this sector that you just mentioned?
That's what we're saying. Think that they built a Dubai City Walk. They came that they want to replicate what do you call it, Abuja City Walk. That's okay, fine. I said, I'm not going to send director of land. I'm not going to send director of urban be to them, no. I said, I'm the one in charge. I said, when I'm going back, I said, I'm going back tomorrow. I said, no. To show commitment, you won't go tomorrow. Follow me. Follow me. Oh, that's done. That's what I have in mind. The roads have been done. When we got there, they said, look, perfect place. I said, no, it's not the only perfect place. Wait, I will give you the phone now. To show our own commitment, we want this thing done. That's what leadership is all about. I don't want anybody to go and sit down and begin to do a bureaucracy for me. I want it to get done. I sat there. I called the director, of surveying, and all that. I said, listen, I'm the chief driver of this project. So I told the people, sign an agreement for me that you have to kickstart this, finish the first phase, so they sign. And if you don't sign, I take back our land. They took it, I gave them. Every day, I called the director of development control. I said, listen, the moment they submit the document here of the building approval, what I told them, bring it to me. Because when you go to, without you knowing, some of these, with all due respect, civil servants will just sabotage you. So I called the director of development control, let me tell you, this will drive you from your work. If they bring it today, their program must come out in 48 hours. We will do something for people to believe in us. that we are serious. So the president is doing, look, I'm ready to, relax so many things to encourage investors to come in. We are ready. And see now what that is going to pay off. By July, they are coming to lay the foundation. The same thing that you have in Dubai City Walk is the same thing you have in Abuja, that you have in Abuja City Walk. That is, but if we had gone, there are no roads. What will happen? It will attract them. Look at so many. I just asked a question. They gave the FCT where to build an academy. They gave some people land there. For how many years? There's no road. Yes, you do. How do we enter the place to build an academy? We're going to commission the road. I've just finished it. Now people are driving it. Without that road, nobody will go and do anything. Without that road, yes, you cannot build an academy, which will lead to the development of the area. How do you give people land? No infrastructure. How can individuals don't build roads? Individuals don't provide water. No. Tell me where individuals have provided road. All they do is a makeshift. That is not road with basic infrastructure in terms of water, in terms of light, in terms of water communication. No. And you don't blame. You just go and grade something. He said Jaduka Road. It becomes kidnappers then.
Well, I guess that's what life largely is in Nigeria, that where individuals literally, although on a makeshift basis, as I said, become government on their own. But I'm still interested in the question of infrastructure.
Yes.
The budget, the FCT, the budget is about 1.8 trillion, I think. Yeah. And then your administration has set aside 72% or about 1.3 trillion on capital projects. But to ask you a question on the small things, water, security, CCTV, and water to start with. I live in Guarimpa.
Okay.
We have been struggling to get water out of the tap for the last 2 weeks. You said there's a rehabilitation going on.
Yes.
How long is that rehabilitation?
You see, first of all, when things have not been done well, it has the effect. And it's very painful. It's this attitude of everything on bureaucracy. You remember when we came, they were awarded this Abuja Greater City Water through the Chinese Exim Bank and this and that. My brother, to tell you the truth, when you look at some of these things, you just wonder, do we really love ourselves? How can you, a country, will spend millions of dollars through loan? In 10 years, you've not seen the reality. Now, by the grace of God, as this administration came, the president said, look, we have been hearing about this Abuja Gators. What is happening? I briefed him. It's okay. You have to do something. And by the grace of God, we are going to commission the first of the water done by CGC. Right? Now, in that same vein, we're talking about water. When President traveled to China last year, which I was a party to, we signed the memorandum of understanding with the Chinese government, CGC, to supply water, to provide water for some of the satellite towns like Karu, Buhari, Kubwa, all those areas. And I said, look, it is easy to provide, to put in the budget. But again, the fund may not be there. You see the whole thing. Now, luckily, President's magnanimity provided 50 billion in that. We, in our statutory budget, we also provide 50 billion. And it's one project that, if we're going to achieve it before the end of the tenure of Mr. President's first tenure, that project will not achieve it. But again, it requires funding. funding is pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. What can I tell you? If you are paying your taxes, you are not seeing anything being done with it. You have the right to complain. I have told everybody, ask me, Mr. Wike, we have been paying our taxes. No road, no this. Ask me. Ask me. I challenge anybody. So in terms of water, we are going to. But again, it's not by mouth. That's why I'm bent on this issue of taxes. There's nothing Abuja can do. We are not in oil state. Oil city. We are not. I've told you what to get for the federal government. 1% of what the federal government gets. So without these taxes, you would have even said, ordinarily, there should be a special intervention for the FCT capital by the federal government. It's a city. It's in the capital of the country. Therefore, there should be a special intervention to make sure the city looks like other cities. It's not this way. We're just breaking our head to get money to pay, and big men, elites, will be trying to say that no. That's why we are resisting. You should help us as our ambassadors to also talk to public. We're saying this should be done, this should be done. Have we done our own part? Look at the publication we made today about Grand Rep. Over 5,000 names and the amount there. Like my sister said, have you reminded them? Well, reminded them.
No, that's what they are saying.
No, but you know so what I'm trying to say that what a life comment. We have reminded them. Go and pay. Nobody's business is to take your land. How many land will you take? Okay, take for example, they carry blackmail. Oh, minister, I want to take the whole land. You carry it to where?
Give to his friend.
I mean, okay, even if I give to my friends, we don't pay the ground rent. The issue that government wants the tax to be paid, so you can use the taxes to do something. So there's nothing. If they pay now, take back. We're not interested. Our interest. Do you know that since we started sitting up, go and see the rush now. Nigeria for you. Go and see the rush. Is it what it's supposed to be?
Okay. Minister, I'm staying with infrastructure, but this time mass transportation.
Yes.
Public transportation is getting quite expensive in Abuja now. People complain about when they try to take the ones we call from a very short distance, they're asking them to pay 1,000 plus. And Abuja is a city that should have effective mass transportation. What is your government doing about that?
Thank you. Like you said, we always have complaints and everything. You want everything to go, which is right. But you like it to be free. We are not doing a socialist and communist government here. You know, okay, look at what's going on now. We are providing bus terminals. Go to Mabuchi, go to Kubo, go to Central Business Area. It has never been there before. Part of it is to fight insecurity and part of it to give effective transport system. What we intend to do as to reduce the cost, like you are saying, is to provide massive, quite good number of buses and taxis in FCT's own corridor. Then you will know that this is for FCT. And then, of course, subsidize it because of the hardship. But let me tell you, there's no time Nigerians are going to complain.
Well, Honorable Minister, can we do something? We need to go on break because it's statutory. We need to go on break now. We will allow you, when we come back, we will allow you to explain further how those bus terminals will operate and the other components of it that are still in the offering. We'll pick up from there when we come back from there. Okay, we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back to continue the dialogue with the Honorable Minister.
Issue of one chance does not occur again. Again, we will not also allow any and any person to operate as a taxi or bus driver. You just go on the road, you see people on the road. I'm going to Buhari, you enter a vehicle. Not registered. All those things will be taken. You ask yourself, but how could this be a city without all these organizations? How? What makes us a city then? What makes us a city? But you see, in taking these decisions too, you're having a heavy fight. People are fighting it. Why are you doing this? You want to stop something from making money? How will stop you from making money? That we want to be organized. You have it. You can come in there, but you have to be registered. You have to paint it in our own color, so that people will know. Of course, you have those who are not comfortable with that. In fact, some reason about me, after all, you're in the APC, you are trying to give us bad names. All kinds of things. But that shouldn't bother you. You must be focused and go ahead and do what you're supposed to do.
So how soon will you overcome all these obstacles?
Well, it takes time, but we have started.
Because
all this problem
the president will commission the bus stand.
Yes, no,
and they can't lie follow.
No. I say we commission it, this motorway. Yes. I was saying we're going to provide, but to be run by private individuals. We will not allow.
How soon?
No, I've told you that the president is going to inaugurate it this month.
With the buses?
Yes. No. This is then. The buses are already coming. Because you have to buy what's in the budget. We are provided in the budget for 2025. Right? We couldn't have provided them when the terminals are not ready. It doesn't make sense. And it will not be run by Transport Secretary. No. We will not agree. That means everything will collapse. But we supervised. But we'll hand it over to private individuals to run.
Your Excellency, before these projects were commissioned and other programs, how faithfully are we implementing the Abuja master plan? Is it still, as people talk about it?
It's still part of the fight we are fighting. People go to stop the master plan. And you go and say, this is not what's... Oh, the foreign minister gave it to me. Why are you coming there? Because I'm not a Christian like you. Because I'm not a Muslim like you. Because I'm Igbo. Because I'm Yoruba. Because I'm Hausa. All kinds of things you hear. And you don't even want to say, gentlemen, let us tell ourselves the truth. Look at this place. It's supposed to be clean. Look at it. It's supposed to be drainage. Why this? Somebody wants to say, this must be implemented. We see blackmail. They give them platforms on the television, social media, or whatever, and begin to lambast. There. The community blocked it. And the whole of that paper had been compensated more than 20 years ago. Nobody to take them out after compensation. So, I now called the company. I called the acting director, executive secretary. Why did this road stop here? Look, there's a dual carriage. It must be leading to somewhere. If you like, you see, I don't understand why we don't want to accept the reality of that. They have been paid compensation for long. No problem. I'm ready to pay another compensation. But this road must go through. It's not for me. It's the master plan of Abuja. I did not design it. I did not design it. But you have poor leadership who will not take decision. And that's why I tell people what they must know. Today, a leader should be able to take decision. Whether it's wrong. So many people have been president of Nigeria. So many people have identified that, oil subsidy, fuel subsidy is a scam. Everybody has said so. But who has taken decision?
Have you reached a compromise with the villagers?
No,
I'm
coming. I hope you don't have land there.
It's you I'm worried about because you may be accused that it's because you have your hand.
Don't worry, you see, as in my position now, don't bother about the accusation they give to me. All those things will evaporate. You cannot be in government, you cannot be serving. Then you say nobody will accuse them. You don't need to worry. As I said, you don't want to serve. The point I'm making about leadership. Every president has come. This fuel subsidy is a scam. What have you done? You know it's a scam. What have you done? Courage. What does it do? The first day he was sworn in, this thing has to go. Everybody, he said to go, it has gone. Leadership. Ability to take decision. It doesn't matter. People who may be angry. No decision will favor everybody. But to let the majority of the people, today that decision he took made more vulnerable to the states. So they have to make it. I said, go and call your chiefs. That road will pass through. If you like, come from here till night, it will go through. It happened in this place where we would have the commission in Grishi. That's one of the things that led me to remove the ears. They year contract. So I went there. And the way of this road link to. You cannot do a road that does not link to anywhere. Do you do a road to link just to my house? No. I said, let's go there. We went there. So why is this? He said, this community people, they're making trouble. And then you allow us to award this project. Get out. Get out. How do you want government to operate that way? No, government will not operate that way. So I find the new man, go and tell those people that this road will pass through. I call the chiefs. I call all the administrators. I call, I'm going to relocate you. Even if the compensation, I made it 200%. I traveled to Milan. The company called me, look, they are not going to meet up because the communities have refused. I called the acting ES. You are from Abuja, I said yes. The acting ES says, I have people are stopping government from doing road that will benefit them. It means that you will lose your job. I'm going to make sure you go back. I'm going to transfer you to a place where you will see where to work. So you better go and tell them, as I come back, I'm going to supervise that demolition. I came free from Milan. That same morning, I went there to come and come on, demolish it. What happened? Then I came. Oh, sorry, sir. Give us some time to park. I said, no more time. I'll do all the time required. People started writing, why no human face, no this. I said, what is human face? Today, I was about to commission that project. Go and see the jubilation. So I would have, set clear because they threatened this will happen. You see, leadership doesn't work that way. And today, it's not beneficial to them. Those who are living there now, go and see that place now. You can't even buy a social amount of money. That's what you make the decision.
But I feel before we just get into something else, to bring this one up, and it's a follow-up, a rider to a media chat you had some time back, talking about the primary school teachers in the FCT. And your intervention then was to hold 10% of their IGR and set up a committee. Now, between then now, a little curious to find out what's the committee up to in terms of that?
Well, the committee has made their recommendation, and today is 2nd of June. The Permanent Secretary Treasury is already working out how much they are supposed to have. And normally is the beginning of the next month, right? That we're entitled to access our IGR. Because it's not when IGR is paid, you access no. It stays for 1 month. Then you'll be able to know this how much you got for this month. And then you move 10% of that for the area council. So I'm sure by the time we would have finished this chat, the government some amount of money, and then I would invite the union and to say, listen, we must also have to tell ourselves the simple that we must make sacrifices. It's unfortunate. We are not owing. The area councils that are owing. But we cannot also, because we are not the area councils, we allow our children to suffer. It had happened last time where we brought 60% of our money to cover what they are owing. Let them be 40%. But again, that tells you about leadership and local leadership. I don't have the power to sack any council chairman. They are elected chairman. I can't do that. Even some of these bills we are taking can be challenged. But however, you need to take these measures. You need to take them to save the situation of crime. And so what was I doing? Well, once we know, we call them, listen, every month is what we should pay. You go back. We are not going to give this money directly to the chairman of the area council. The committee, it will be headed by the treasurer, is to pay this money to the teacher. So we can have a reprieve. But people can challenge you under what law do you have that power? You see, when you follow this law, so many things will go wrong. When you follow, how do I feel now?
But there's a danger in not following the law also.
To whose advantage now? To whose advantage? It is for the greater interest of the people that you, an individual, who are refused to carry out what you're supposed to do. So should we allow you now to continue with that, and our system will be producing miscreants, militants, because they have no access to education. So you have to wait. But like I said, it's unfortunate. But should we continue with that?
Honorable Minister, can we segue into politics?
No, not yet. Perhaps if you are done with FCT, let me just do a recap then. On FCT, I know that your modus operandi is not to start new projects, but there are provision for new projects in the budget that has just been.
It's about 10%.
About 15% for new projects. And I know that around November last year, you advertised those new projects. There was a rigorous procurement process that had been done and all of that. Now that the budget has been passed, are you going to resume that process of awarding those new contracts based on the procurement process?
Some have been awarded by the Federal Executive Council. Some have been awarded. But we will not start because our own budget has been passed. Some are in the national budget, which have been passed. Some in our statutory budget, which have just been passed, but have been assented to by Mr. President because it cannot be transmitted to Mr. President. I can tell you the truth. We made an estimate that this is what we're going to get from our IGR. And based on that estimate, we said we're going to carry out this project. That's why you see us being aggressive on this issue of payment of ground rent. If that is not achieved, obviously, it will be like abandoned projects. And that's what we don't want to have. I don't want projects awarded for the sake of being awarded. No. I want it's awarded, it has to be implemented. Okay. Like I said here, we have set up in our mind, look, the plan will be 3 years.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
The mosaic of time in the kaleidoscope of life. Time is a masterpiece. A delicate piece when we wait.
Is the new project. Not that the 15% of the fund that is given to them.
No, that's not what you said is actually what I meant.
Yes, so yes.
That the new projects will be based on the 15% that is available in the budget.
Yes, except as an emergency project. Take, for example, there could be emergency project like I can go out now to a satellite town or somewhere, and I can say, hey, no, if you don't do this now, this will not survive in this rainy season. It becomes emergency. We have to do it because you can't go everywhere. Something can take you out, and you see, I know that this must be, solved now, and then that one it becomes under emergency procurement.
All right. Is it on the FCT?
It's on FCT, yes. The issue of FCT indigents has been a recurring issue in this place for many, many years. Do we have a policy that will take charge or take care of that problem in a permanent basis?
I be careful. This is a federal capital territory. In order not to digitalize the federal capital territory. However, it is under this administration of Ahmed Bola Tinubu that indigenous of this place have been recognized. It has never happened. All the bandit secretaries you used to have are not, proper speaking, what you may say, Abuja, but they are residents. But today, the indigenous can be their chest under the administration of Tinubu. They have mandate secretaries. 2 out of 6. They are mandate secretary of the council, mandate secretary of agriculture. Today, under the Tinubu's administration, apart from the last set of session FCT, the person is a woman who's also from the FCT. I know how happy you are. Today, under the administration of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who has given hope to the civil servant of FCT by creating and allowing them to be permanent secretaries. Before they don't do they retire as directors and go. They post permanent secretary from other ministry to head the FCT. It was under this administration that stopped. And we have permanent secretaries now. At least, not less than 2 are indigenous. So you can see that the administration, even though not trying to say that you cannot represent Abuja simply because you are not an indigent. But again, we have not lost sight that, look, we must also encourage them that they are part of the governance structure. That inclusivity helps to stabilize the place, and we can say to the glory of God that has been achieved.
Okay, guys, we are very into politics now, and I'm sure you are ready to go.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So my question is on your recent disagreement with Governor Seyi Makinde. You know, you accused him of breaking agreements and undermining party unity. His camp has said that you are a saboteur, that you have sabotaged, that you are sabotaging the party. In fact, they have described you as a wrecking ball. How can you stay in the APC government and undermine the party that made you?
I did not accuse Makinde that I said that we had a meeting and we had an agreement. That meeting was held, first of all, in Lagos by myself, himself, the former governor of Abuja, former governor of Enugu, the former governor of Benue. That meeting concluded and said, look, let's move on and allow this so that the party can be focused. Then we came back, and there was supposed to be a meeting in the former Senate President's house, Bukola Saraki. But before that meeting, that particular date, we also met in my house in Abuja, where we reiterated that we have agreed on this, so let's move. That encouraged me to also attend the meeting in Bukola Saraki's house, and where we agreed on items. And then there was a meeting called by the Chamber of Governors Forum. In fact, Chamber of Governors, PDP Governors Forum was that meeting, and where I was encouraged to attend the meetings. And I attended, and I met, but it was to my dismay. And that, look, what we agreed is not what is coming out. And by my investigation, which I said, look, you're my friend, it is not fair. We agree on something, then somehow it turns out different.
What did you agree on?
First of all, what I agreed that Samaya, by the Supreme Court judgment, is the secretary of the party. That let us not allow the party to have crisis. You see, forget about those who will abuse you. Yesterday, did I abuse me? Did I abuse me yesterday? No, they abused me yesterday. So don't put yourself my people are abusing you. They will hail you. You are the one who's carrying our party. You are this and that. Why did I say that? Because most people do not know. And when you don't know, the public is not aware. Or they say, oh, this happened, this happened. So it's good to let the public know. See where we are. See what happened. See what did not happen. I read what one of his boys said, abusing me, all kinds of. Did you deny what I said? That is something matter. It's not about I'm a spoiler, I am this. Those are names you can give to anybody. Deny what I said. We did not agree. We did not meet. That is the issue. You can rain curses on me, no problem. In politics, if you don't want to be used, don't go into politics.
Honorable Minister, you said something, sorry to interject, but you did say Supreme Court ruling.
Judgment, not ruling.
Now, it gave some bit of ambiguous interpretation to a lot of people who are saying Supreme Court is saying that the lower court does not have the jurisdiction to determine party leadership. So left for the party to determine.
No. You see, that's the problem we have. Who went to court to challenge that Samaya is no longer the secretary? Who went to court? It is Governor Seyi and his people and Mbada went to court. And the State High Court, the State High Court said yes. By him running for the gubernatorial election in Imo State, that is due to have resigned. Yeah. Samaya went to Court of Appeal in Enugu. There was split judgment of 2-1. Samaya went to Supreme Court. And the party also went to Supreme Court challenging that decision. The Supreme Court said, look, first of all, the man who went to court, what is this? even a crisis is within the internal affairs of the party, and therefore set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal. When the judgment of the Court of Appeal is set aside, what does it mean? Are you going to deny me the fruit of my labor? Now, what is the subject matter? Assuming though not conceding, National Secretary position was not zoned to southeast. Within zone to southeast. It is zone between the north and south. And the south came back to what we call macro zoning. To say, look, since Secretary came here before, let it go here. But not as a party, national party, that it was zoned to the southeast. It doesn't stop anybody from vying for that position. But what it means is that, yes, that look, for us to work together, allow them to bring the secretary into national convention. Went to the national convention, and he was elected, not appointed. He was elected by the national convention. Now you now go and sit to say, oh, the Southeast has said he should no longer be secretary. Who says that? And somebody was elected in the national convention. People just give all kinds of misinterpretation, say everything that they want to say. It's not correct.
So the seat of national secretary was not a big issue zoned to the southeast.
No, there's nothing that we never zone regional. We zone north and south. Then when they zone to or they zone to north, like the national chairman was zoned to north. When the north now met, they said, okay, let it come from north central. That's how you came. Then how you came and left. Now, the deputy national chairman of the party, by the constitution of our party, should be one acting in order not to deny that, not to deny not of their chairmanship position. It is that. Now, when the North Central came up, Trump said, no, you cannot appoint somebody to preside over those who were elected. It must be by election. How can these people who were elected, National Working Committee, you said Central brought somebody when it was the entire country that voted for the national chairman, even though he comes from a particular region. Now, to tell you how funny they are, they said they had a NEC meeting, which is not correct. Look at the constitution of the party. Who is notice of NEC meeting? The secretary of the party. And he never issued any notice of any NEC meeting.
When the deputy secretary issued...
How could he have? That's the point that we're making. How could he have? Under the law, the secretary is available. The secretary has not died as they want him to die. The secretary is not sick. Do you know he had the secretary? There's nothing like NEC meeting. A committee has been set up, headed by Buka Saraki, to reconcile people. And they have said, look, they are not ready. Now, let me get you so you understand the whole scenario. How people shoot themselves. They set up a committee to go to INEC to verify, indeed, whom does INEC recognize as national secretary. INEC told them plainly, in fact, who led that committee that was the governor of the Enugu state. The governor of Enugu state, Peter Mbak. He was one who went to INEC, and INEC told him, point back. We cannot recognize anybody other than Sam Ayamu. 2, who signed the correspondence to INEC about the PDP's candidate for the 2025 election? It was the national chairman and national secretary, that's Sam Ayamu. How could he have signed something yesterday which INEC had recognized? Tomorrow, you're going to hold me that no, he's not the national secretary. Now, you see, the daddy man. Why most people are running away from PDP And if it were you, I want to run an election. I want to run an election. And the law says, our party constitution says, look, it must be signed by the national chairman and national secretary to INEC. The two must sign, not one person alone. And I will not accept any correspondence from the national chairman alone. The two must sign. Now, as somebody who wants to run an election, I have a fear. Take, for example, we have the election in Abuja, February. The primaries will be this June. Right? And candidates have emerged. Who will start forwarding the names of the candidates to INEC? So would I take that kind of risk? Where INEC will reject? I will not take that kind of risk.
Now, what I don't understand is this. I mean, up to 2023, you were a full-fledged member of the, well, you remained firmly in the PDP and fought all your battles within the PDP.
Yes.
Now, here we are in 2025.
Yes.
You are in, well, you are still a member of the PDP.
Yes.
But serving in the APC, why don't you stay in PDP and fight the battle and take take ownership like you did in the past?
What am I doing now?
Oh, you are serving the APC government more than now. You are serving your party.
You are making a mistake. In 2023, did I not tell you I will not support their presidential candidate? Didn't I say so? I said on principle of equity and justice and fairness, the presidency should go to the South. If it does not go to the South, you cannot have national chairman at the same time. You therefore take one and give us one. Impurity. Because they were having a romance with the present government then, believing that Atiku will win. They said to hell. I said I was not going to support. So why did I not leave the party and join of all of us that time? As PDP governors today, as the so-called leaders today, who produced House Assembly, 100%. Who produced National Assembly, 100%. Who produced governor? Who? Ask them in their various states. How many senators do you have? How many assemblies do you have? Do you have a governor? No. Take for example, Olabode George supported Labour Party. I said I will not support. There's no likelihood that he has a chance to win an election. I'm a politician for Christ's sake. I read it. I know it. You can't tell me, oh, because it doesn't know. I won't do that. This man, even if we support, he can't win the election. Forget about this sentiment of this. It will not work. So, Olabode George and some of us, we say, look, everybody, you have to support a certain candidate. Choose whoever. We all agreed. What is the offense I've committed? That I supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu under APC. If I was playing anti-party, then PDP wouldn't have won for governorship. PDP wouldn't have won House Assembly. PDP wouldn't have won House Assembly. Our state was the only state in this country, in PDP, that gave PDP that kind of victory. Now, you are talking about me. I never collected ministerial position without writing to the party. I wrote to the zone now. I wrote to the governor. I wrote to the national party. I challenged any of them. Whether they have said, no, don't take this position. In any case, how would they say so? When the government wrote to the governors and the reps to nominate people for appointment of board, all the governors wrote. Nominated names. I can show you the names. So if you, in PDP, can write to APC government, submitting names, so what is wrong in me, a PDP member, also working? What kind of a life is that? You go and lobby the president to give social person appointment. You come out in the daytime. Oh, he's working with the APC. Bala Mohammed, he was APP. When Jonathan became president. They made him minister of FCT. Did anybody that? When Obasanjo won the election, he made late Bola Ige, who had allowed for them as AD. He made him Attorney General, the #1 position, the only minister recognized by the Constitution. So, not a PDP gave the appointment. 2010 to 2015, they gave the some of the APP, who now changed to PDP. Nothing happened. Nobody shot anybody gun. Now, something I wore. I did not hide it. I said, I will not support this impunity. I'm going to support this. If I've done it secretly, then you have said, oh, you are just. I made it clear. This impunity, injustice will not stand. And I've also told them that. So, what is happening in PDP is people who, I don't know whether I may call them undertakers. Because I don't see any reason why you put yourself under that kind of crisis.
Honorable Minister, I'm taking you to River State politics now.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you a point-blank question.
Yes.
This crisis, if I may call it that, between you and Sim Fubara, is there going to be an end to it?
I don't know what you mean by crisis between me and
That's why I said, let me put it that way.
I don't have any crisis with him.
So whatever is going on now in River State, is there going to be a resolution soon?
I don't have that.
Okay, let me
You
put
do
it in a different
understand,
way.
Honorable Star.
Is the atmosphere right now to lift the state of emergency in
I'm
River
not the
State?
person who declares state of emergency.
Yeah, but it's your state. You think there's enough peace now?
If Mr. President had called me that time, I wouldn't have agreed for state of emergency. So he knows. He knows when to lift. He has everything on his I don't know.
But politically, is it right? Is
I have never supported. So the issue of because it's right or not, it does not arise.
But
what I saw that his declaration of emergency was to save the governor, because the governor was almost impeached. That was not our own hope. We wanted after the people, I said so already. But President is wisdom. That's why I said the governor said it, that his people should not be talking too much. That the president saved him. I did not say it. He said it. Now the point I'm making, when you say crisis, I have told you severally, I don't have crisis. But rather, the governor, unknown to me, gave himself to be the tool for those who couldn't fight me to fight me. You see, when people talk about resolution, sometimes when I go back, in my quiet moment, I played the video of the speeches of the governor. What he said, what he did to me. I will. Was it necessary? This was somebody who brought you, gave you food, gave you everything, did this for you. Then you became a tool for his enemies to fight him. We're all human. When people say there should be peace, nobody said there should be no peace. How do you feel? How do you feel? Take for example, how do you feel? You know what you passed through by sending your son to school. You know what you passed through to make him be a human being. All of a sudden, in the night, your son came with 2 people with gun to shoot you. Just tell me, is this something that will just go away like that from your mind? You made sure you gave your son good education. You made sure you provided food for him. You made sure he didn't lack. You are ready to sacrifice everything you had, and you made that sacrifice. In the night, they said the armed robbers. Who are the armed robbers? Your son is the one carrying gun. Your time is up. Somehow, God helped you. He didn't die. Now people come, carry your son, come and beg you, you know, is their son. I agree. But
He said even held your leg.
it's not correct.
Okay.
There's never been a time.
So remorse.
What is the remorse? Has it met with anybody? You see, I have told people, this politics of television, the politics, I feel so bad. Each time I did these things, I feel so bad. Because, yes, once Governor Dapo Biodun, Governor Febo, and one of the leaders from the Southwest, he came to my house, brought him. Yeah, okay, brought him. I said, listen, he's ready to make peace, this and that. I said, I don't have a problem. If he needs to make this, he has the yam. He has the knife. He said he was traveling. He traveled. I have not seen I since that day. So when people talk about it, I don't laugh. I say it is not to go on television to say, I don't know. Okay, will he make peace without the assembly members? Will he make peace without the leaders of the party? Will he make peace? You see, I try to be honest to people. I have said so. The fact that Mr. President said, look, make peace. It will be difficult for me to disobey Mr. President. But he should also know that it's not water that flows here. It's blood. Now, I gave the analysis here, which none of you tried to answer. These are people who vowed that you will never be governor. These are people who petitioned you to EFCC. These are people who, simply because envy, how will you bring Wike down? Then you provided yourself as I'm going to bring Wike down. I have told people who do not understand what betrayal is, may they be betrayed 10 times more than this. That's my prayer. I have told you here, we want peace, but you must show that the peace you want is for your mind, is genuine. You are taking steps. It's not every day you're on television, you're on radio, peace is ongoing. Is it ongoing on air? How is it flying? Nobody has said that. You just hear, oh, it's ongoing. Oh, I was starting with my guy. Oh, I was starting with my former guy. As I speak to you, I've never seen him. So I don't know what is happening. I don't know the strategy people are adopting. So that tomorrow they will say, we don't want peace. Nobody. I've got assembly.
Your Excellency, Your Excellency, you're operating on two theaters, the national level, and you didn't attend the last NEC meeting of the PDP.
There was no NEC meeting.
Legally.
No, I don't know about it. So I should attend illegal. So,
secondly, you're operating also in rivers. Is there a possibility at all, if you look at it, because now the emergency will soon expire, is there a possibility of you reconciling with the governor of Rivers? That's the first part of the question. Second part of the question is that we are moving towards 2027. How do you see your future in the PDP?
What is my future?
You are in the PDP.
Was I not in PDP before?
No.
Am I not in PDP? What is my future? Listen, I've told you this thing. Is it because of our Swadi presidency? Is it what about?
Yes, it is important.
Why do you have to ask me that? Don't you know that I
said that you want to run against him, in fact.
So are you not aware that I will lead the campaign in Rivers State? Why you want me to say no? Are you not aware that he did not get up to 10% here, but he will win here? Are you not aware?
Okay.
So you don't be asking me a question. You know.
I'm going to lead the campaign
Of
in
course.
Rivers. Okay. for the APC.
Is that hidden?
Okay.
Honorable Minister, sir, just because we're pressed for time.
Because I have said the South must produce the president.
Honorable Minister, now, aside from all the political talk, the average Nigerians have been complaining of hunger. And now we are seeing people who served like 2 times governor and minister also saying the hunger has come to them. It feels like hunger pro max at this point in time.
Okay.
Now, how is your administration and the renewed hope administration addressing that specifically? Because we're seeing politicians say they're hungry.
You know what I don't like in Nigeria? We have the time to listen to jokes.
But they are influential people.
Which influential? What makes them influential? You think they're influential?
A former governor and minister?
Hold on. You are talking about Rotimi Amechi?
Yes, sir.
And you have been specific. I don't know how a man will choose his 60th birthday to tell lies. It's unfortunate. Of all time, it's your 60th birthday that people are celebrating you. You used to tell lies to Nigerians. You are hungry. Let us tell ourselves this. He was Speaker 1999 to 2007. And if anybody knows, he was the most pampered speaker. Then he was reading law in London as a speaker, 1999 to 2007. He became a governor, 2007 to 2015. He was still reading law in London. 8 years as Speaker of Rivers State House Assembly. 8 years as Governor of Rivers. You never talked about hunger. He became a minister from 2015 to 2023. 8 years, super minister, transport. Where you were borrowing money for exit bag loans. He didn't talk about hunger. 2 years you have left office. I'm in coalition because I'm hungry. You're only hungry of power. And that's just failure on his part. How do you insult Nigerians? How do you trivialize the issue of hunger or poverty? Why do you do that? You're insulting Nigerians. You joined Atiku. You joined Alpha because you are hungry. Have you not insulted Nigerians? Just that you can't stay out of power. That's the hunger. You can't stay out of power. How would a man since 1999 to 2023 will stand before Nigerians who presided over billions of naira? This was the same man who on the national television told Nigeria he doesn't like money. Meanwhile, dollar was showing. Meanwhile, dollar. You are carrying dollar. And you are telling Nigerians you don't like money. What kind of country is this? And we are listening to that. And you said it's influential. What's the influence? Let me tell you what's the influence. You know, we overrate people. We overrate people. What's the influence? He was governor 2015. He couldn't produce a successor. He couldn't give his candidate, Muhammad Buhari, come on 25%. He was a sitting minister in 2019. No president had ever moved with soldiers the way he came with soldiers. He said he produced a governor. He couldn't produce a candidate. Again, his candidate Buhari didn't make 25%. He was the teacher of campaign. Wow. Again, in 2023, he came. Okay, this time around, I'm going to support Atiku. In PDP, thank God, we did not support PDP. If I supported PDP and they won, he would have taken the glory. We said, okay, we will not support PDP. They failed. They didn't even get 10%. So what is his influential? It's just because, you see, look, I thank God he is in a coalition. I want that coalition. I've told Nigeria, look, I don't like this talking. Let this coalition, let them form as a team. Let them start from home to start moving the president to. When you say you remove, you start from their home. to remove him by making sure president loses the election. How could somebody come out on national television and tell Nigerians, if we want to remove the president now, we can. Is it a military coup? The word that word removal links to dictatorship, to the military. You only use that word, remove, when there's a coup. And I thought I would have said, we'll vote him out. But whichever way, why would a man not talk about, you saw what happened in this country in 2015, 2019. Look at the suffering that done past 2023.
All right, we have just 2 minutes.
And the man is telling you that he's hungry.
Any quick question?
Insulting Nigeria, like clapping her for him.
Honorable Minister, okay, I do have a quick one.
That the minister can deal with in 2 minutes because that's just...
I just want to know, Honorable Minister, final question. Do you care about PDP? Because there are critics who say PDP is going to implode. 2027, it might not survive it because of the infighting that is going on within the party. Now you're a stakeholder, you're an influential person, you're relevant in the party, and...
Let me tell you, if I say something about PDP today, they're telling me, let them, I know you already want to lead me. Say it. Let them leave the party.
So, but people are saying the party will die a natural death, will implode.
Because some people want to kill it. We say it will not die. We'll make sure it will not die. That's why we don't allow them to get what
it's losing stronghold. Delta is gone already.
That is to tell you, okay, look at it. If it's a party, leadership problem, look at it. You won't tell me that you have intelligence that Delta will go. You won't tell me that you have intelligence that was the
Akwa Ibom.
Now, leadership. What do you do? Should you allow this to happen? No. Send a team. But why are you doing this? No, you're making a mistake. This. Impunity. Let them go. Let them go. You know, it's opposition does not do impunity. No. We try to see beg, put everybody together. You don't say, let them go. Let me tell you, they are just playing the gallery. I can know that. The more you look, the less you see them. All these people shouting. I just give you some time. I came out. You have seen me here. I said I will support that. So I didn't say that. I just have a little people. The way we won other elections, that's how we will win. You don't understand me? I'm not a liability. I'm an asset. Whether you agree or you don't agree, I'm an asset.
Okay.
All right.
Whether you want to die, you don't want to. I'm an asset to making sure that Tinubu wins second tenure.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We have to end it. Guys, we have to go. Keith,
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And of course, Mr. Abarisa.
Thank you very much.
Shehu, good to see you again.
Thank you.
And of course, Honorable Minister, thank you for gathering us this audience. Good to see you again. That's how we draw the curtains on today's edition of the ministerial chats with the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Nyesom. We hope to see you again. Until then, we say goodbye. My name is Ben Garulima. Okay.